Hey, what's up, you guys? My name is Andrew, and I'm one of the founding members of Sayulita Wellness Retreat. And I want to share how I got involved into the psilocybin space and what really motivated me to help, build the foundations of this business. And in order to do that, I got to go back to a couple years ago when I was traveling through Mexico, and I was just really escaping COVID from the States. And I answered an Instagram ad to go through this treatment experience with my current partners, Charlie and Nirvana. And I had no idea what I was signing up for, but I essentially followed my intuition and went for it and said yes and dove right in. And I unlocked the door to myself in this experience and solved what had been a multi-$100,000 journey for me of trying to fix my anxiety that I struggled with for about a decade. And I spent well over $200,000 on medical bills, on hospitals, on different types of treatments for myself. And I never really fully recovered from the anxiety and depression that I experienced basically throughout my 30s. And when I went through this treatment experience, it was really profound. It was they were very professional, and it was just, I've never felt anything like it before. And I've done psilocybin and recreationally, and I've also done different types of shamanic experiences with shamans in different places in the world, but I just never had an experience like I had with Charlie and Nirvana. And in the experience, I just connected with what I call my own divinity. And that divinity taught me and showed me what my life was about and who I was here to help and how that was going to look. And just completely aligned me and oriented me with my natural self again. And I essentially went back to that authentic version of me, and there was no looking back. It was like once I recognized that and knew what that was, it was something I knew I was going to know forever, if that makes sense. I knew that this was my only commitment, is to be this, and that anything else just wouldn't have the strength or the power to distract me. And I came out of this a different person completely, and my life is just on a totally different trajectory. I made some pivots in business, and Charlie and Nirvana are incredible with aftercare, and they really were friends and family with me right out the gate after the experience. And anyone that comes to a retreat experiences the exact same thing I did. When it comes to that factor of just having a family instantly once you're there. And if you just look at our testimonials, and just everyone's just they're so loving, they're so beautiful, they care so deeply about each of the participants that come through. And that's the truth, and that's why I'm on board and why I chose them as my partners, because these people are just sacred truth. They answer every single question you ask them honestly, get cut right down to the truth of what you need to hear to help you move your life forward from that point. Because a psychedelic experience is 10 years or 20 years of life experience compressed into a small moment, a few hours of an experience. And it's an incredible, powerful, and a major pivot in your life. And so having someone that's as professional and as really knowledgeable as them, they've done over 10,000 of these. As a business as a whole, they've done 5,000 of these treatments. And so it's incredible to go through somebody with that level of expertise where they've really mastered the art of these types of treatments. And so again, after a few weeks of really talking with them and us all really just kind of aligning with our skills and our goals, we understood that it was just really going to make sense to kind of form a business together, because I wanted everybody on this planet to experience what I had experienced. I didn't know that I was ever gonna heal and fix my pain and come back into my own self and connect with myself again and be relaxed and feel great in my body and have a deep sense of inner peace no matter what's happening in my environment. And I found that, and that is the gift of life itself. The things that you have, your possessions, and where you're at in the world don't matter at all if your inner peace and your deep connection with yourself isn't intact, because it will all just seem superficial. And I remember that because that was my life. I felt like I was a shell living in a body, and that I didn't know if I was ever going to feel like I was home again within this body. And thank God I was blessed with that experience, and I answered this Instagram ad, and I took myself into this experience. I trusted my providers and had an incredible journey. And I want to give this gift to hundreds of thousands of people. Sure, period. That's it. It's done. In my vision, this is how it's going to work. And so we almost immediately just took charge, formed the vision for this retreat, started bringing international clients in, and we really included, a lot of additional infrastructure with bringing on some new psychotherapists, bringing on new medical staff, and really creating a robust experience and in beautiful luxury accommodations. Luckily, we're in one of those beautiful places on earth, Sayulita. And so in this experience, we really just decked everything out and made this the type of experience that I would want to go to every single quarter out of the year. And luckily after we did that, what started happening is people that were just like us, people that just really needed and wanted this type of help, started coming from all corners of the world. We have UK, we have Sydney, Australia. Just got a phone with someone. We have people in Kiwis down here in New Zealand. We have people from Canada, a lot of people in the US, Hawaii. We've had Alaska. We've had Europe and Russia and some Asian countries. I don't remember, but basically every continent in the world besides Antarctica, we've had participants come to this retreat and have incredible experiences, and we're still waiting for some polar bears to come down and see what this is like for us with us. And so yeah, it's been an absolute blast. And so yeah, it's been just an honor giving this gift to other people. And what I've experienced in this process is just the profundity of what can happen in a few days time going through these treatments. We've seen so many people that have 15, 20 years of treatment-resistant depression just absolutely have breakthroughs and let go of their pain, do the same thing that happened to me, just pivot and realize that they're beautiful on the inside. If you guys have seen our testimonial, Josh, this is somebody I just shot a case study with a couple of days ago, so it's fresh in my mind. He's he's got the biggest plumbing company in Arkansas. He's just a guy that has an incredible character, but he had tremendous suffering, traumatic childhood, had never really been happy or content in his life by his own admission. And he came down here to get treatment, had a huge bodyguard with him, was just one of the guys you'd want on your team if there was something going down, if you know what I'm saying. And in this experience, he had a breakthrough, and he described it as just basically himself just exploding and him letting go of all this pain, his trauma, coming back into his heart and forgiving and realizing who he was. And he described to me that he met himself and that he saw that he was so beautiful on the inside, and that when he looked outwardly, he saw that same beauty was all around him. And my God, that man is a gift, and he just shares that light and that gift that he saw. This is almost 2 months from the experience. I shot the case study just recently. We're coming on 2 months. He's messaging the entire team every single day, all of these positive things. He's talking about how his employees are motivated, how he compliments them, and he's totally shifted his perspective about people, about being defensive, about all the negative emotions he used to live with every single day just aren't there. And he's just living in this high of his own energy and his own positive mind and attitude is just supporting not just himself, but in his entire company and all the people that he influences in his life. And I say that because that's just one experience out of hundreds that I've witnessed. People have these breakthroughs, and he was down at one of our 4-day retreats. And so if you imagine just somebody coming down for 1, 2, 3, 4 days and going back and having a different life for the rest of their life, for the next 30, 40 years, being a completely different person. I couldn't be in a place where I feel any more honor than I do to be in this business and to help facilitate these transformations for people and create an incredible process for people to get profound results and overcome anxiety, overcome treatment-resistant depression, overcome PTSD, overcome previous traumas, childhood traumas, present traumas, to overcome addictions like alcohol addictions. We help people with opiate addictions, help people with food issues, overeating, body dysmorphia, and people with OCD. Just incredible success stories going through these treatments over and over with a rock solid process, incredible aftercare and professional staff. And it's just been a beautiful journey. And so that's what really motivated me to get into this experience and to give back, you know, 1,000-fold what I got, and I'm willing to go 1,000,000-fold because, you know, it's worth it, and the world really deserves to experience and feel who they truly are, and to have that gift, and to repeat that process of giving it to the world, because every single person we help becomes a brighter light, a candle that's going to light others, and bring more of the love that this planet deserves to it. And yeah, it's just a gift. You know, I think these treatments are, you know, scientifically just at the beginning of, you know, really realizing how effective, and, you know, how these treatments last for, I mean, it's such a long term. This is over a year ago, and I'm still on the same high. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel unstoppable, and that's not just me. That's every person that we've connected with and stayed. Like, we have a group that everyone shares their stories. Everyone shares the progress they've been making, and we have a lot of Marines and veterans that come through and have just profound experiences, going from suicidal. I mean, that's one of the things that Joshua shared. He's a veteran, and he was like, dude, it's either this or, you know, I've never been a person that's like really, you know, thought about killing myself, but like I had no other way of finding an inner peace within myself. And that's the same story I've heard multiple times from veterans that have, you know, got on the phone with me, came down to the experience. It almost brings me to tears when I see people like this, because I know the solution is right here for them. And I know they're gonna find exactly what I found in this process, because it's a process. We built it out, and it's a predictable, you know, machine that gets things done. It gets help for people when they need it most, and it gets help in the right way in a safe and controlled environment. And yeah, it's been the bee's knees, and I just am so happy to be part of it. So I wanted to share this little story with you guys today, because I get asked it a lot, and so I figured I'd just post it on the YouTube for, you know, participants and prospects to take a look at, and just so you can see kind of the inner workings of like why we're in it together. We're in it for love. We're in it to help people find their truth, and to really create the data and the science that is really needed for this market to understand, you know, the profundity and the effectiveness and the long-term value that these treatments provide. So much love to you all, and I'll look forward to speaking with you more on this channel. Take care.